Good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel and bringing you another relationship segment. But I think mostly the main purpose of doing these videos is to help couples and people in relationships so that they can rebuild, restore, and renew their marriage or relationship. Yeah. Kalibito, I am Tsehofatso Apani, and again I am sitting with my partner.
Hi, I am Mr. Tap, the partner. Or should I say my partner?
I feel like you're so dramatic though.
My partner.
Drama. So we've had a thread in terms of the things that we are talking about. So you can look at other episodes, and I'm gonna now title them Khandle. But today we're going to talk about. So we've spoken about the foundation of a relationship. We've spoken about how do you guys apply yourself in terms of creating the same vision within the relationship. So before we can talk about the materials or the building blocks needed to build a very strong foundation or marriage, I think it was very vital for us to talk about the quality of relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the quality of relationship, so I'll make an example, right? So when we've had these conversations, you compare your relationship like you are building a house. So your marriage or your relationship together is a house, right? The house is the marriage itself. So I'll make an example. If you remember when growing up, we used to have this story, baby stories. What do you toddler stories?
Yeah.
Right, of a wolf and the three pigs.
No?
Ne?
I remember that. Yeah.
And it's the wolf and the three pigs. And their mom told these pigs to go build. Now it's time for them to go build their own home, build their own house, become independent, and all these other things.
Yeah.
Right? And we can say potentially the mother of the pigs are the parents, our parents, right?
Yes.
And the kids now go out to build and become independent. So we've got three pigs there. The first pig built their house on, I think it was grass.
I think so too.
Was it grass?
It
Grass
was
or sticks?
Sticks. This is sticks in this instance.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And the second pig built their house on, what was it?
Mud.
Is it
Like
mud?
yeah.
Okay.
Mud house.
It was a mud house.
Yeah.
And the last pig built their house on using bricks, right? And the wolf came when they came to the first house, which is built on sticks, and he says, "Open, and if you don't open, then I will blow your house." So eventually, that's what happened. He blew the house, right? The first house and the second one, but the wolf was unable to build to blow the third house because it was the quality of the house that the pig had built was a strong foundation.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's what we're talking about, the quality of the relationship, the quality of the marriage that you are building. And when we talk about the quality of the relationship, before you can even start building, right, the quality of what you are building is very important, and that's what we are essentially talking about. And when we talk about quality of the relationship, we are talking about trust, right? So we're going to be explaining the three things or three qualities of a good relationship, of a great relationship, of a great marriage, right?
Yeah.
And the first one is trust,
Yes.
right?
Trust. Yeah.
Do you even trust this person that you are going into the relationship with or going with them in the marriage with, right? So let's say you are in the dating space and you are thinking about whether you want to build a lifetime relationship, marriage with this individual. Do you trust this person enough for you to build a family with, right? As a man or a woman, do you trust this person who's proposing to you, that this person you'll be able to build with this person? So I wrote some few pointers down, right?
Yeah,
And then
that'd
maybe
be
we
great.
can talk about such things, right?
Sure.
Trust. Oftentimes when we are in relationships, there's a thing that we say, the red flags, right? And when couples come to me, they'd be like, I saw these red flags when we were still dating. Supposed to happy if they're red flags.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, you ignore them. Yeah, absolutely.
Red flags are things that define, or they sort of set a level of whether can I trust this person or not. And red flags does not mean that when you see a red flag within the relationship, then you're like, this is not for me, and then you step back. Sometimes it's a matter of, let me have a conversation with my partner about it, you know. So you are seeing a red flag, talk about it, say, you know what, this particular thing makes me feel uncomfortable and I don't know how, I know we want to wrong. Do you understand? It's not always about because you're seeing the red flag and you're like, step back, I'm not going in.
Away.
No, you deal with it before you guys start building the marriage together. You deal with it to saying, I am uncomfortable with what I'm seeing. I'm uncomfortable with your obsession. I'm uncomfortable with the way you are controlling. I am uncomfortable with everywhere you want to know. Do you understand? I'm uncomfortable. You know, you speak about those things that are uncomfortable. And part of you speaking about these things is sometimes you are the one who's got certain insecurities because of your childhood traumas. Sometimes you've got insecurities because of hearsay, other people, just because 3-4 of my friends got married and they have experience into so, and you think that you are now going to experience the same thing because of it. Consciously, this is something around you, you know, and you start thinking, I cannot trust this person, but you're still going ahead and marrying the person.
Risky.
Like what would make you go that far and wanting to put a ring on this woman, but I would say you don't even trust. Already the foundation, already the quality of the relationship, the quality of the marriage you're building, already it's only the sticks, the pig that builds.
It's built on doubt.
Because you don't trust this particular individual, you know. Do you is there other things that you think plays a very big role in terms of trusting one another before building the relationship?
Just, you know, I'm just giving a typical example as you speak right now. Something like Carlton Center. You know, it's the tallest building and everything. You know? And what's in that building eventually,
I like that.
You know, like I can see it. You know, so it's just like those red flags in Jito Blanca, like what's Rayman. You know, it's those kind of things. So there are a number of one, and I love the one that you just example like of a red flag, right? Or a yay, careful
of these things.
Careful of these things. For me, I think Gabia as a red flag, right? Or how can I put this? But you know, we did communicate something about communication. Maybe because of I believe in communication, right? How one may communicate with you from the beginning. It's also a red flag.
Actually,
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Welcome to man, no man. Ada. We won. I can tell you understand. It's also one of the biggest red flags that we need to be very wary of from the beginning. Because if I'm too sweet, it's also a red flag. I don't know if it is, but too sweet.
That means I'm gonna be in this marriage, and if my partner is unable to say no,
of course.
We are building up, not
So I think it's too much. Like what is not something you can feel it as well. And something like we made a typical example, something like energies. You know, when the energy is definitely right. Okay, energy I go ban. Oscar happy it's a red flag already. I know. Pull back a bit. Focus on how you feel at that specific moment, or something that hindered or that triggered that emotion. Then deal with it.
Talk about it.
And then Oscar may feel like and then like ending bonile.
2 years ago.
Yes, bonile, and I knew it, but you feel it.
I ignore it.
Just
I thought it was going to be okay.
Already got 2 kids and everything, but I knew it. You're in there already.
Sure. Okay, let me be a little bit personal. So when we were in the relationship, or when we were starting the relationship, was there any other red flags? Were there red flags? Were you like,
with you?
Yeah.
You see, now I'm thinking too much. Clearly, there was none. I don't think there was any red flags.
No, they shouldn't.
You see, now I'm trying to create a red flag.
Yeah.
You see, no, there was none. Like, that's 100%. Maybe that's why I spoke to you. Yeah.
Okay.
There was none.
So up to so far, there's no anything ever.
No. So far, no. I'll be lying if I say I'm seeing a red flag or anything. So far, it's been very, very good. You know, I don't see any red flags. I don't know. Is there a time then whereby we can say no? Keep period red flag DFT. You know, like I don't think there'll be any red flags any longer. You know, but if there's any, then if it's until this far, and then there's the period, red flags has been abolished, then I know we're good.
Okay.
If I have to reverse the question to yourselves,
red flag.
That's the one I hear.
No, definitely not a red flag, but I think each and every individual has weaknesses, and weaknesses are things that in the relationship they do contribute to whether we trust mutual or not. You understand? We all have weaknesses. We've got strengths in the relationship, and we also have got weaknesses in the relationship. So I know a red flag, no, but which, like I said, it does contribute to the level of trust that we give to the other person, or how we place ourselves to the other individual. Weaknesses. A weakness that I think maybe I see in you. I'm just trying to think now.
Please, it's now. Please don't cook it because I'm not trying to prepare it.
It's not I think it's a strong point, but it's also a weakness at some level.
Right.
So meaning that right now we've just spoken about the level of like having a boundary to say no. That's what I think. That's why it's for me. It's the greatest strength of course. That's something that makes me want to continue to love and serve you, right? But it's got other negative aspects. You know how our qualities have strengths. It's the same quality, but it's positive in some instances and it's negative in some instances. Right. So because you are so much of a giver, sometimes like it's too much now, you know. It's not so it's not bijanadix, you know. So it's something I think it's something I not true I foresee problems, but I think it's something I will have to work on myself. I'm like, I know my partner is a giver, but I know
don't give away the house or the car.
Still, my peace of mind is very important. You know,
so peace of mind. But I won't give away your peace of mind.
Okay, what's on a name? We've put a budget, right? To say budget is so, and we see it so.
Yes.
Mr. Tap here.
Yeah.
Is going to be the one who wants to use it for other people. Mara wa bona le yena ana yona.
Mara le bona ba na yona.
Mr. Tap.
Hana yona motho ha bana yona batho bawe.
No na una yona mara o tlonka mo wena o shotang.
It's like skipper, but how come to skipper? Uska from to skipper sa khale.
No, but how come to skipper? Never from to skipper when I tlhopula go wena o fa yena. No.
Don't give away something that you don't want.
No, don't give away something you don't have. What?
Don't give away something that you don't want. Right? I can't give away skipper. I can say the skippers or keep it or anything. Then I give it away. I'll give away something that I still value. But let me to hako sapara. Skipper influence or what's its value? Or the shades or whatever.
Does this person value it? Nah, the way when you are valuing it.
I not delete away kya ke pelo ke dele pelo a ha nna ke tse ke ka pelo e go and I gave it away.
So that's for me that's the challenge part. You understand? And listen, that's why I'm saying it's the most 90% is I feel like it's a strength, it's a strong quality that you have, and that 10% more where I feel like in other situations ke hair. Well, understand?
Okay, you're jumping on the hair part.
I'm not jumping in the hair part.
All right.
Yeah. You know, let me tell you, there's a technique I like, right? When you're in a relationship. Okay. Someone calls in, it's like, girl, can you borrow me 1,000 rand? I will bring it back. I'm like, hey, Baba, because we are a family and I can't make decision alone, I will ask Mr. Tap. And then I come back, Mr. Tap. So, unfortunately, we can't. So, I won't give. Mr. Tappy, how about something else? About 8 and then Mr. Tappy, we don't have. Unfortunately, we can't.
Yeah.
And therefore,
it's trust. Because I know decisions won't be made, right? We'll see you or Nike see you. It brings us to what we've been talking about ever since. So the one part. Yeah. We are one. So thank you. Makes sense. I won't give away too much. So
weakness. What is a weakness of mine?
Do you want me to tell your weakness?
Yeah, it's your opinion. It's your opinion.
Your weakness. It means deep. I'm searching for something that's
something like, you know what, I like my partner with all my heart, but that Modimo, I accept it, but
King Mara. I don't know. I'll end up lying. Maybe I'll call our viewers and then I'll tell them.
Boundaries. We're talking about such things.
Boundaries.
Weaknesses, ne? Okay, so weaknesses are one of those things that create a level of mistrust, right, in the marriage. So it's important also when you are going into the relationship, discuss those things. Okay, what am I weak? Weaknesses again.
But you must tell me in the corner of both.
Now
I told you my weaknesses.
No, you didn't tell me.
The ones that I told you.
Which
you know
ones?
My weaknesses. I told you my weaknesses.
What is that? Okay. Anyways.
I'm a very shy guy.
Weaknesses. So, for example, I know I talk a lot, and at times someone must pinch me to stop the talking. And in terms of, especially when we're discussing something else and you want your point to be overheard than the other person, so it's important that I know what my weaknesses are, and I know the things I still need to work on, so it's important going into the marriage that you guys need to discuss those things. What are your weaknesses as individuals, so that I'm talking, this is my weakness and I'm trying by all means to work at it. You understand? Trust. We're still on trust though. This is a very important one, right?
Okay.
A very important one. So the Bible says a man must leave his mother and father and unite with his wife.
Yeah.
And he has placed the man as the head of the family. And he says, I will create a companion to help you being the wife. Yeah. So when we are talking about trust, building, when you're going into this marriage, this love of your life, the so-called love of your life.
So-called?
Yeah.
So-called?
No, I'm just saying in terms of...
the
so-called love of your life, right? As a man, do you trust this woman that you say you want to take as your wife? Understand?
Yeah.
As a man, do you trust your partner enough to lay out your vision of the relationship, your vision in life, your vision in terms of what you guys are building together? Do you trust this person enough to lay it out, be clear, be concise? Do you understand? Do you trust, as a man, do you trust your partner enough to tell your partner, listen, I've got 5 million stashed somewhere in case do you understand?
Emergencies.
Do you trust your partner as a man enough to lay out the will, to say, babes, they will and all the other relatives and do you understand? Do you trust, as a man, do you trust your partner enough to even put her on, when you guys are going to buy a house and you say, the house is really too, but we want to say or your mother, do you understand?
Yeah, then this is only when there's a funeral. Like
the guy has passed now.
It's too late. You can't change anything anymore.
Yeah. So as a man, do you trust your partner enough for lay out that vision that you have in your life? You understand?
Yeah.
As a man, so now God has brought you this companion to help you. This woman, the rib, is here to help you. So do you trust her enough, when you lay out your vision, and your woman is like, oh, okay, I like what I'm seeing. How about we do 1, 2, 3 to elevate it? Do you trust her enough to take her ideas? How she's like, okay, I know you have a restaurant and or a radio station, a podcast or whatever business, man. I understand the business, and I think if you did 1, 2, 3 to elevate the business, it will do whole. As a husband, do you trust your wife the ideas and not just see her as mutu obuang? You understand?
I get
you. Do you trust?
I trust you.
Do you? So
I trust you. No one tap. Is it? Okay.
As a woman, do you trust your partner? Do you trust your partner your husband can lead you. Understand? Meaning, do I trust Mr. Tap Hore? He can lay out the vision and I'm going to follow his orders. Do I trust him enough for me to submit to his authority and saying, let's do 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Do you understand? Meaning, as a woman, do I trust you enough? Because I know Basadi, they've got opinionated and we may think things are not done always right, but sometimes it's because we do not understand the vision of the other person and we want things to go our way. So as a woman, do you trust your partner, this person can lead you now? And I think it's something that women struggle a lot with in terms of being in the marriage. And it's not like we're control freaks, ne? We struggle. Huh? We struggle.
In what?
In submitting.
Why?
That's a good question. Maybe then the trust part is what's lacking. Because if you trusted your partner to lead you and you allow him to lead you and you are led by him and you do as what he tells you, then there shouldn't be a problem.
Of course.
But submission problem that women have generally. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
There's this lady once. She made a joke. She's what do you call that? She's a lawyer, right? And on stage, and then she was just communicating. And you know what, guys? Basadi kaofela, viva para FIFA.
Yeah.
I don't know basadi kaofela. Nale bipolar. Viva!
Oh wow! Imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I made complaint. We don't understand you guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But we trust you anyway. We trust women with the finances. We trust women in making sure everything is well balanced.
And
bipolar alone.
And the relationships about it, right?
Yeah.
There's relationships where the man works and does everything. Sort it out, and the woman sort out the finances and all these other things.
Yeah.
And there are relationships or marriages where the man does not trust the woman. He has to do it himself because
mismanagement of finances.
Exactly. You know, that's why it's important to also understand our psychology when it comes to money.
Yeah.
And yeah,
it's based on trust. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite intense. Actually,
yeah.
I tell you.
And another thing, when we speak about trust, when we start understanding our weaknesses,
Yeah.
something that's also common is men communicating their emotions, men communicating their weaknesses, men communicating the things that they are unable to do. And meaning, as a husband, do you trust your partner enough to sit down, I can't do 1, 2, 3, but do you understand? And because you don't want to feel as you are weak and you put so much pressure on yourself to sort of cover up of that weakness.
No, it's fine. Like, I'll do it.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why the question was like, why do you know? Because all these things that I've realized, but why do we get 80%, 90% of men in the bar? Yeah. Sometimes it's just men.
And the high rate of suicide taking place by men. And
so I agree.
And the high rate of intimate partner violence, GBV.
It's men.
Men? Do you understand?
So we don't.
Yeah.
I don't say my Google arrow. We don't break down the emotions like, baby, I can't do this. Baby, I'm not winning. 1, 1, 2, 3. You know? Please help me. You know? Yeah. But maybe as men, we think that we'll be deemed as we are weak.
Yeah.
Right? And the reflection, or we are scared of what might come out after I communicate how I am feeling at that moment. Like, when I'm feeling, I say it. I
should have trusted you.
I
should have asked Baba was next door.
Yay! And that makes things worse.
Yeah, because women, we do the comparison
of
to
course,
say, what's a totally mang?
Yes, yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Then it's continuous fights.
Yeah.
So the trust is slowly broken. Yeah. So for it to stay rigid as much as possible, we just need to trust one another.
Yeah.
Like continuously. Yeah.
Okay, so I think from the trust perspective, I think that's the point you're
Yeah.
Emotions, what do you think men struggle a lot with when it comes to emotions and trusting women? Or what do you think men struggle to communicate their emotions?
I think it's basically what we just highlighted right now, you know.
Other than that?
About
feeling weak. So what are men?
We are scared. I think we are scared of speaking out because of there's this title that us men are given, which is you're the head of the house,
the
leader. So we don't understand as to what is a leader, what is the head of the house. Do you understand? So that's one of the major roles that like ish Ghana, and then if I tell someone, a friend or something, you could say like so you've got no one to talk to and so forth because we don't know what as of what is a man.
Sure.
Do you understand? Maybe we really need to understand as men as to what is a man. What other responsibilities are. Yeah, what you understand? What is a man? Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The second one. So the second quality. So first we spoke about the first quality being trust, which is a major quality when building a strong foundation, a strong structure of a marriage. The second one is provision. Aibo. The second one is provision, and when I'm talking about provision, I'm not talking about provision in terms of money. Provision, it has to do with the value that you as an individual are bringing into the relationship. Do you understand?
The value that you're bringing into the relationship.
So we are building. We must build that, and we want to build this quality home, right? So we both have to provide and serve each other. You understand? Imagine if you were building a relationship with someone you are not compatible with.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Where now the values that you are bringing into the marriage exceeds way more than what your partner is
doing. Are not those that's being provided by.
I understand.
Yes.
It's like there's other parts of you building. We're not and then no, do you understand?
Yeah, quite parallel.
Yeah. And it has to the value is each and every individual must know themselves. Each and individual must identify themselves and identify their strengths, and understand the value that they are bringing into the relationship, into the marriage. So if I am not a compatible helper, if I cannot serve and submit and bring you peace and bring you comfort and bring you happiness and communicate okay, I see this is where you want us to go, and all these steps so how about we change these particular things, we do this,
communicate.
You understand? Then you see, oh man, this loophole in so if I am that yebo baba kind of individual, like everything I'm in, which means okay, we're gonna take the biggest risk, and not as an individual, I can't even see we're gonna lose our home. We're gonna lose the valuables in our home. So do you understand?
Yeah.
If we
yes.
Do you understand?
But it's also a matter of how it's communicated. If it's communicated well, I think the issue is intercommunication.
But I carry communication is going to be what is going to be said, and that's the nitty-gritty of it, in essence. Meaning that when if for example you are saying, I'm the husband and I'm going to work at Klobereka and bring the money, your provision is saying, I'm going to provide finances, I'm going to provide security, I'm going to protect you, I'm going to do this and
everything.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And from whatever you are expecting should be the value I'm also bringing within the marriage. But it becomes different when the things that you have expected and I am not coming into the party.
You're alone.
Well, understand?
Yeah.
So even though we are talking about the communication, but the things
that value,
the main things that we are supposed to be communicating about, which is our expectations, the things we can and the things that we can't do.
Expecting from one another.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's the second point. Provision has to do with your value. Do you understand the value? And besides, before even us communicating about expectations and so forth, I must know what my value is. I must know Tseho is a blessing, number one. And whoever finds Tseho is blessed. But then also the question is going to be, what is this value that you are bringing? You understand? And it could be, I know I'm good in planning, and I know hore I bring you peace, and I know hore I bring you comfort, and I know hore you will always be happy. Yeah, you know, and all the other qualities those are the values that you are bringing. I know hore when I see you more, and I can handle this. You understand? You know, you must understand your value when you are coming into the relationship or the marriage before you can even discuss your expectations.
Of course. Oh, matter when I'm married.
See? Value.
That's absolute value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The third point, that is a quality of each and every marriage, something that's very important to discuss so that you can build a strong foundation, build a strong relationship, is the belief system. And from a holistic perspective, because if we are going to go into the marriage with different beliefs, it's over.
Yes.
It's over. You know, this is what it's one of the videos that we did on when we spoke about
spirituality,
vision, discussing the vision of the vision of the marriage, and there are questions that we've spoke about.
Yeah.
And belief system is one of those. That's a quality on its own. You know, if the belief systems are different about our roles and duties in the marriage, about belief systems about our in-laws, about how we are raising children, about our spirituality, about finances, and all these other things. Because your belief helps you to create a certain perception, right? It drives your perception. And when you have a certain perception, you're going to have a certain attitude towards your partner. You're going to treat your partner in a certain way. You're going to have certain expectations, whether they are communicated or not.
Yeah.
And you're going to have your emotions towards the person. Do you understand? For example, a man who abuses their partner, there's a certain belief system they have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you understand?
If you don't see eye to eye, they believe so.
Yeah, because do you understand?
Yeah.
A belief about spirituality, we did speak about it.
No, we did.
And madam on the other side, I don't know, I want to have my own war room. I pray for war room. Do you understand? Your energies and
yeah.
Do you understand? So it is important that when you are building a quality relationship or building a quality marriage, that it's important that you discuss your different beliefs system, because it gonna set down your thought trail, and how you guys gonna treat each other, how you guys behave around each other, when you're around people, and all these other things, man.
Like a basic belief that, especially where we come from, background that Ronald said, when a woman gives or hands off play daddy job, right? She needs to bow down or something like that. It has been like that forever.
For a long time.
Yeah, it's that kind of belief. The man believed so, and the wife believed so. So it is their belief. That's why their relationships continue forever.
Striving.
Exactly. So it's definitely strong if you guys are in the same level of belief. Then you won't struggle. People will see the outside like, hey, Marino, I would never do that. You'd never do that because you don't believe in that. So don't be in a relationship with someone with a different belief. Because let's say I'm a man and then I expect you to bow down when you hand me my meal. Do you understand? And they're like, oh, me never. You understand? Yo, gonna go for the top man. I'm going.
Go anesthetic doctor and to fix my knees. I will.
Now you expect you to bow down and kneel down. No, I would never do that. The belief system is very, very vital in a relationship.
So now you're mentioning that for the woman to bow down when they're giving food, it was like for Emandulo, right?
Yeah.
It was a thing for them, to show respect, to show that you're serving your partner. So when do you want me to bow down when I'm giving you food?
When to bow down? Or do you want to come, let's bow down?
So you want me to bow down when I'm giving food?
Did you cook now?
I don't cook.
I want you to come here and then bow down, go on your knees and I'm kidding.
No, and in actual fact, I don't mind.
No. Basically, no, I do understand, but I'm not on that.
What if I want to?
Yo, if you want to, then it's an extra Yeah, I can say, but for me personally, I feel like it's a bit of slavery in a way. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
just mphathi you feel in a respectful way. It's an nka, wabona. It's just the way how you deliver the food. Nka jeta. Ow. But
Okay.
even if love fire the dog will never say nka jeta gago so. Wabona. The dog won't kids the dish. Wabona. And I even see I come in the morning, I bring you a cup of coffee in the morning or two. Okay. Motwaka. Give you a cup of coffee. But I'm not going to give you a cup of coffee, a morning coffee. Do you understand? I know, if I want to, I can still bow down, yes, but it's not that beliefs structure where we come from. But yeah,
I'm saying if you now want to bow down.
you can do it.
Oh, you're okay with it?
I don't mind. I don't mind.
All right.
You make me feel like a king.
When I bow down.
No, Kerry, you'll make me feel like a king.
So meaning if I bow down, that's how you will feel.
Yeah, of which no, still I still feel like a king.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it. All right. Yeah.
It's a video.
Okay, bow down.
Oh, you know what I do for my husband? I bow down.
I don't mind.
I am for ice cream. I bow down. Remember now, there's no more limit. You should always bow down.
Oh, look at ice cream.
You said when you hand me something, you bow down. Okay. Breakfast, you bow down.
Yes.
Lunch, you bow down.
Yes.
Supper,
yes.
you bow down. Dessert, you still bow down. Come on, you can't do things once. No.
Wait,
if you do something, right, you should always do it. At least a belief. If you believe that when you hand me food, then you need to bow down, then I need you to bow down for everything. One day, you forgot something. You forgot to bow down or kneel down and hand me my food. Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Yeah.
You got a student again.
Let's create
It's a belief that you have instilled in your
No, Mara, that means we can still communicate. Okay, go to I will do the bowing down. And Limodi Blake in but not in a restaurant.
But then the restaurant,
because there's someone who's serving you in this instance, okay?
And then Mutuan Seva, I bow down, I quiet. So you, when the food is coming, you take the plate, whether the restaurant, you kneel down.
I must see again. I thought we can negotiate. Right. I thought we can negotiate. Okay, but let's do so. Summary, right?
Yeah.
We are discussing qualities of a strong marriage, qualities of a when you're going to build a strong structure of a marriage, right? And we spoke about the three important things that make a great quality marriage, you know. So we made an example about the three pigs, one that built on grass and one that built on mud, and the other one that built their house on bricks.
Bricks, sorry.
You know, so there's a quality of material. So the quality of material that you use in your marriage, the trust, which is very important.
Yeah.
Second one, provision, and we are talking about the value that you are providing in the relationship. Yeah. And the last one, it is the belief system that you guys have within the relationship, right? So do let us know if there's other pointers that you think they are also part of building a quality relationship or quality marriage. Then comment below and let us know what are these qualities that you think they are mandatory for building. Before you even start, when you guys are going to buy material, right?
Yeah.
Before you guys start building the marriage, these are the qualities that you think are vital for you to have a long-lasting, everlasting, till death do us apart marriage.
Yeah, so I think they're definitely building this house with us, you know. So we'll continue building this house together.
Yeah.
As long as they follow us, and then I know I'm George.
I love that. Right. Thank you guys for watching. Do like, subscribe, comment below, and let us know what are other qualities that you think are vital or important for building a strong foundation.
Yeah.
Not foundation, man. A strong, because we spoke about foundation. A strong structure of marriage. Sure. Bye bye. God bless you.
Bye. Let's go powder.